we at the exchanges are starting one initiative. We have collaborated with the Goa government, and there we are going to provide Web3 ports where
Oh,
if you are into Web3, you want to build your Web3 company or project, come up with your team, whether you have the 10% or 15% of team, come to Goa, build your project, pitch to us your idea, then we are ready to go with you.
yeah. So, Anuj,
Yes, Anuj Chaudhary, yes.
thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for willing to do this with me. It will be great if you can introduce yourself, who you are, and what you do, so that we can continue from there.
Thanks for having me, Kuzote. And it's nice. Like we are talking about Web3 today. And so I am into Web3 since last 2 years, full-fledgedly. Before that, I was working with a consultancy firm, Canadian consultancy firm. There I was covering crypto industry and blockchain tech companies based out in Canada. And those companies are listed on Toronto Stock Exchange. That means those companies are regulated. But still in India, we are just figuring out how to regulate the industry. And here I am working with WazirX as a senior blockchain and crypto analyst. Particularly, I'm taking care of policy as well, and because of the regulation bit is still in progress when it comes to India. Before that, I worked with Bloomberg as a financial journalist for 3 years. And yeah, I have studied journalism from Indian Institute of Mass Communication. So this is my journey as far as the profession is there. But now Web3 is booming in India. So I'm completely dedicated towards Web3 and working with the startups and whoever need any sort of a consultancy from me. I'm available, right? You reached out to me through LinkedIn and like, here we are, voila.
Yeah,
Today.
exactly.
Yeah. So yes, this is me, and thanks for having again.
That's pretty wonderful. I mean, you got a lot of things already done in your life. One first thing, like, how is it shifting from North America to India, back to India? You work there in Canada or say in the North America, and the culture there, the system there, and then all the things that the world culture, the life culture, everything is quite, I'm sure it's quite different from here. So how do you make a shift to here? And yeah.
So I was already working with the MNC, with an MNC Bloomberg, right? And there also I was covering European and US markets. So my shift was like that only. Here also with the Canadian consultancy firm, I wasn't there completely in Canada. I was working remotely. And mostly I was tracking the Toronto Stock Exchange and writing on the crypto stocks. And then Elon Musk came into picture with the Dogecoin.
Yes.
So then it was like in 2020 when first time he tweeted, and I was covering crypto around that time, and I was seeing that during his tweet, and the Dogecoin is going to 2% up within an hour. So I saw like we should cover this. So then I started covering the crypto trends there. And then I started like covering all the Shiba Inu, whatever was trending in Canada around that time, I was covering that. So we used to see that even the Canadian and North American people, they used to search for the Doge stock or the Shiba stock. So they are not aware these are the cryptos, right? That was the time when the like full-fledged adoption started happening, right? In North America as well. So I see that people are stocks with the name of cryptos. So that was the fascinating journey there. I started covering. Yeah, and I was working remotely. So mostly my shift was in the evening. So that was fantastic working with the Canadian team as well.
So see, this cryptocurrency or the one you have mentioned, the Dogecoin or the Shiba Inu, this also the entire crypto is not stocks. These are not stock markets. So like, how do you differentiate between crypto and stock?
Right. So when you see the stock market, you will see a company going public under regulated agency, right? In India, it is SEBI. Okay. In US, it is SEC.
Okay.
So they approve these stocks and companies whoever wants to list their companies on stock market, right, or exchanges. But when it comes to crypto, if you are writing a smart contract, okay, and go on Ethereum or Binance chain, and you can list it anonymously. There is no need of any KYC or anything. But when you are going to list your token on any centralized exchanges, then you have to go through some due diligence. There would be some background and KYC done by exchanges as well. So this is the process. So this is the big difference. And when it comes to investment, so for stock market, you have to buy your demat account. Here you have to just download an application of exchanges like WazirX or Binance.
So see, when we created a cryptocurrency and we want the public to trade our cryptocurrency or our token or our project, before listing it on the centralized exchange like Binance or WazirX or whatever centralized exchange we have, before going to that part, like there is something called this decentralized exchange, right? Because how do we let people trade our tokens or our project before listing on the centralized exchange?
That it is very important question, and I see that in future this is going to be the main stream way of trading into cryptos, because when we see that a decentralized exchanges, I name few like Pancake Swap or Uniswap. These were the like giant I would say the dexes. So here you trade using your wallet, Trust Wallet or MetaMask. First, you have to download that. You have to buy, again, you have to go to centralized exchanges to buy a few USDT or other BTC to trade into decentralized exchanges. So still we are figuring out like these MetaMask and the Trust Wallet, you can't upload, particularly in India, I'm talking about, you can't upload fiat currency, right?
Yes.
But in Trust Wallet, I think in US and in North America, you can like upload your account and you can push US dollar over there. But in India, I think it's not workable. So here you have to again buy tokens, crypto tokens from centralized exchanges. Then you can go to decentralized exchanges using MetaMask or Trust Wallet. And then you can start trading on Uniswap or Pancake Swap. Swap, why they are using Swap? Because there you swap the tokens, right? Then you swap the tokens, so you can buy that particular crypto that is not listed on centralized exchange using that pair it is listed, whether it is of USDT or BTC or Ethereum. This is the way of trading in DEXs.
Wonderful. So you talk about whether right now in India we don't have a facility where we can deposit INR money or fiat money on the decentralized exchange, right? So there is one thing.
Decentralized. Now we are facing issues with the centralized exchanges as well. As the Coinbase came in India, they announced that they are coming up with the UPI facilities. Then NPCI they issued a statement. Then they are not have any information or any collaboration with the crypto exchanges providing UPI gateways. So again, there is regulation issues still there, regulation uncertainties over there, and we are still awaiting crypto bill. So there's a lot of regulation and policy bit and regulation guidelines that industry is awaiting for the government.
So we'll talk about that, but before that, like, it's important to understand how big the UPI industry is in India, because after we have this UPI, after we have this Aadhaar, right, it brings millions of Indians to have an access to modern day banking. Before Aadhaar, before UPI, people don't have banking facilities. But if we want to actually bring crypto to the whole Indian mass, we actually need payment infrastructure. So what is your view on this, the whole UPI and Aadhaar thing?
I think UPI is revolutionary, and I see that when it comes to digital economy and financial fintech industry, UPI is the gateway for any fintech company starting their operations, right? So in the same lines, I see that if the UPI is going to support in future, and that I see that with the time we'll see the government will be allowing, NPCI will be coming there with a full-fledged guideline for the industry. We are awaiting still that. So UPI is going to help further for crypto adoption as well, right? For the digital asset buying or the NFT buying. So we see that UPI gateways and UPI ecosystem, that is unified interface ecosystem, that would help all the Indians to adopt this, because still we see that if you buy any crypto token using DEXs, so you will see that the percentage will down, because there is a number of, I would say that only 10 to 15% Indians who are into crypto ecosystem using DEXs, right? This could be the highest one. 10% is highest one. I see the only 5%. Most of the buyers and the crypto investors are using centralized exchanges only.
Yes.
When we say the centralized exchanges, then you need a fiat currency that you have to deposit INR in your wallet, right? Then you can start buying cryptos. So still I see that UPI is going to play big role when it comes to crypto adoption, and still the government and the NPCI and other regulatory bodies are the yet to come with the guidelines. And I see that Coinbase is coming India, then WazirX is already here, Binance is beefing up. You won't believe that adoption is rising. So I tell you that, like, current instance, so there is a Web3 meetup happening from the Binance that is happening on Monday. That is tomorrow. And there are already 300 Web3 enthusiasts registered themselves, and the Twitter is flooding like how to get Binance Web3 meetup ticket. So you see the adoption. Like 3,000 people are like heading towards the Binance meetup, and that is not a big conference or conclave happening, just a meetup for 3 hours. So see the adoption. So people are getting into Web3. Even the Web2 guys who are working with Google or Amazon or Meta, that is Facebook, they are also heading towards Web3 ecosystem. So see the adoption is there. The government will be noticing it, and UPI again is gonna play big role when it comes to crypto as well.
So when we think of Web 2.0, the one we are using like Google, Facebook,
right,
or all these, yes,
right now.
Yes, and think of Web 3.0, what is the main thing benefit that we can get from Web 3.0?
Fantastic question. So you see that when any Web 2.0 company or any startup start their own company or startup, so they raise fund through VCs, right?
Yes.
And raising fund from VCs takes a lot. Like, you should have proper connections, you should have better revenue model. Again, I don't say that Web3 companies don't have revenue models, they have. Then you have to convince all these companies, right? So here this ecosystem is so autonomous, so automated, that if you have a great idea, right? If you have an idea and you want to build a Web3 company on top of that idea using a blockchain technology or any protocol that you are using, then you just put it through, create your own white paper, tokenomics, and tokenomics comes from the revenue model only, tokenomics, and then start distributing your white paper and light paper, whatever, and make your website. Then just get into Web3 and the funding will flow towards you. So you are not going to VCs to get funded, right? Here the incubators are coming to you. If they like your startup or Web3, then you are ready to go, right? So this is the difference. It's very easy to start your startups. Web3 startup is like this. And for the Web2, it takes a lot to convince and to say, okay, I am going to start this company and I have this asset and this is what my revenue model is, this problem I'm solving. Again, here the Web3 companies are also solving problems, right? But they have to solve these problems on top of Web2. That Web2 can't solve this problem, only Web3 can. So this is the difference, biggest difference that I see between Web2 and Web3.
So in Web 3.0, or say in the decentralized space, there is something called DeFi, right? Decentralized finance.
Yes.
So could you like give your lights or give your insights on decentralized finance? Because for me, I do like Web 3.0 and I do like NFT, all this thing. But at the same time, I do like DeFi, because when we say DeFi, decentralized finance, it helps us to do all the banking facilities without actually going to bank, or we can actually own the bank ourselves, something like that. So like, could you share some of your
Yes, for sure. So again, when we talk about DeFi, decentralized finance, so lending and borrowing was very difficult for those who are using their normal bank accounts, right? And here, lending and borrowing, if you have a project, if you have already existing tokens with you, you can borrow money. You have to deposit just your tokens. There's no collateral assets you have to put, just your tokens, and you can raise fund, right? And again, also these DeFi companies are helping the startups as well. If you are a startup, if you are a Web3 startup, then you can raise fund using these DeFi platforms. There is a lot of locked money already there, right? So these total locked value that is with the DeFi companies, Web3 ecosystem can utilize. They can lend it, they can borrow it. Again, their company are lending from the DeFi platform, and they are borrowing it. Then again, from borrowing, then they are lending it. So there is a platforms. So between these chains, and there is a fintech ecosystem is developing, that is Web3 fintech, I would say, where you lending and borrowing and using these platforms, paying your if you are using any platform for crypto, you can pay for your SIPs. Now SIPs is coming also there, that you can strategically invest in cryptos, right? There are companies who are providing you that you can just put your money like a fixed deposit and start and don't worry about it. So I don't say that fixed deposit and cryptocurrency, fixed deposit is the same thing. That is completely different. Again, cryptocurrency is again the risky asset. It's not matured yet. So like investing in crypto again takes a lot because it's risky asset. And every time you go into crypto, then you don't know, like any crypto can tank by 50% in one day. So, but there are few stable coins as well, which are still doing great. If you say that USDT is doing great, and again UDC is there, and Binance Stablecoin is there. But again, the biggest tokens that are bit stable if you compare to other altcoins is again Bitcoin, Ethereum. These are the tokens that are doing great.
So when you say these stable coins are great, for me personally, I see that these stable coins can really facilitate it can really facilitate, or it can really push the DeFi ecosystem to the mass adoption. I believe that because this stable coin, they are cryptocurrency, but at the same time, their value is backed by some fiat money.
Dollar, yeah, they are mostly backed by dollar, yeah. So if you see that, as you rightly said, that they are pushing like further, like if you want to trade into DEXs, if you want to trade decentralizedly, then you see that USDT is the one of the top token. If you right away go to the coin market cap and see the volume, 24 hours volume of USDT, then you'll find it is like already twice than BTC. BTC is the top token, but you will see the volume of the USDT would be twice than BTC. You can check it right up. If you want to share the screen, you can share. If I can share that, I can show it live here. Or later you can.
So why do you think like it is increasing in that rate? Why do you think it's double?
Exactly, because now the transaction is happening more in the USDT pair, right? Before fiat, you will find that most of the tokens are listing in the pair of USDT, right? That's the reason that people are buying USDT and then trading in other tokens. So this is the main reason that USDT's volume is higher than Ethereum and Bitcoin.
So is this USDT a centralized token, or is it a decentralized token?
Again, this is a stable coin, and there is a USDT guys are sitting over there. It's not purely decentralized, I would say. When you say about the decentralized, I would say this is a hybrid token. It's like centralized and decentralized both, because it's working using a decentralized technology, that is blockchain. But again, they have their own team and working. But when we see the purely decentralization, only Bitcoin is there. That is, I say that it's 100% decentralized, right? Because you don't know the team, you don't know anyone who can manipulate it, right? But we say that, okay, there are some whales that holding like MicroStrategy or other companies that holding the big chunk of a Bitcoin, right? They could be like manipulated, but they not the large, not the large extent, right? There is no team as such. But USDT, they have their CEOs and they are sitting in US, right? So these guys have the team, right? So I don't say it's fully decentralized again, but they are helping the decentralized ecosystem to build. For example, again, the MetaMask is not decentralized. Okay, that is owned by the consensus, right? Consensus is the company that owns MetaMask. They provide the MetaMask facility, but that is a gateway towards decentralized. Decentralized.
So don't you think like if they control the gateway, don't you think that is the concept or the philosophy of decentralization is a little like a little on the side?
Yes. So again, I see that when it comes to MetaMask, they keep your anonymity, right? So that's the facility. They are not binding. They are not binded to and provide or obliged to provide your information to any community because they are not asking for your KYC. So they are maintaining the anonymity. They are providing this facility. So this is the way. That means that you are using something anonymously. That means you are not providing your identity. So it's very difficult to manipulate, right? Or difficult to press, right? But again, I see in future that MetaMask could come up with some sort of issues, like if the government of the regulatory bodies come, okay, MetaMask have to capture the KYCs, then again there is going to be a problem with MetaMask as well. So we see that anonymity and when a decentralized ecosystem would take a lot. Still, we are in making of decentralization. If you see that no companies or protocol or blockchain providers are completely, even Ethereum, you see the Ethereum, they have the founder Vitalik, right? And I don't see that that ecosystem is not completely decentralized, but that system is providing their facilities to build decentralized ecosystems, right? The ERC tokens, there are anonymous ERC tokens, there are decentralized ERC tokens, but again, Ethereum is not completely decentralized. They have their founders, their team, right? But
so in a
truly decentralized, there is only one thing, that is Bitcoin.
Exactly. So Bitcoin is something like doesn't have a founder, it doesn't have a CEO, or it doesn't have a foundation or organization that maintains anything, right? So in a way that is completely decentralized. Coming back again to the stablecoin, I still want to know more about this stablecoin. So since stablecoin it's either back or back to a fiat currency, like there has to be some kind of accounting system, right? And if they want to be decentralized, the accounting book, the accounting ledger should be opened. So how do they maintain this accounting system? How do they make sure, or how do they provide proof that for every USD token or USDT token issued, there is an equivalent amount of US dollar in their accounting book or something like that? How do they do this?
So again, so there were few reports around the USDT, that Tether, right? The Tether's value is like, where is the money going, right? And how they're defining their total market cap or total diluted market cap. No one knows, right? They are keeping this anonymously. They are not obliged to provide their reports, and they don't have that open book again. So that's the I would say a gray area, I would say there in cryptos. So when it comes to USDT, they should keep their books open, right? That much amount they have in store, right? That much amount of locked USDT, US dollar they have, because they are backed by the US dollar, right? One USDT is backed by one US dollar. So they have to show their books, open books. Okay, this amount is locked, but still they are providing a bit of information about themselves. But again, where they invest in that money, no one knows. Where the money is stored, no one knows. But they are providing, okay, this much of money we have that is backed by US dollar. But again, we don't have that transparency as we compare to Bitcoin, right? That is open source. You can access every transaction happening, right? Whether it's happening anonymously, whether it's happening with custodial wallet or custodial wallet. So this is open, right? So you can see every transaction for the USDT as well. You can see the every transaction, but the volume that is backed by the US dollar, the way the money is going, where the money is stored, that is still some sort of a gray area, what I see.
Okay. So do you think in the future or in the near future, do you think we will also have a stable coin back to INR?
I wish. Still we are figuring out, like transaction happening in INR is a pain for users and the buyers who wants to get into ecosystem. But yeah, like I don't know, but I see that for sure CBDC would be there in future. If someone wants to get into Web3 ecosystem, they can use USDT. I see that government would be providing that facility to interact using USDT, like like we are using USDT. In future we'll be using CBDC, right? So government will be coming up with their centralized bank digital currency, CBDC. So I see that in future CBDC would be backed by one INR, right? So I think CBDC would be the, I think, stable coin for India. What I believe, there would be no other token backed by INR. That I believe, but in future, no one knows how the ecosystem is going to evolve further.
So last year, the RBI governor, or say the RBI, they published some ideas revolve around CBDC, how they propose to come out with CBDC. And I read that. I feel like they don't intend to make CBDC an open blockchain, rather an in-house kind of blockchain. I do understand that this CBDC will be in the digital format only, but in the way, if it is not an open blockchain, then it is not a cryptocurrency, right?
Right.
So how do we differentiate decentralized this CBDC and the actual cryptocurrency?
Yeah. Again, I would say that CBDC is not going to be decentralized. It is going to be centralized, because it's, the centralization will come from RBI. RBI would be authority, right? Again, the way they are handling INR, the same way they are going to handle CBDC, but they are going to use blockchain. And I'm damn sure that blockchain is going to be private blockchain, not public blockchain. So when we say the private blockchain, the decentralized is gone, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be private blockchain. They are, as Nirmala Sitharaman ma'am mentioned in the her budget speech, she mentioned about the blockchain technology, that they are going to use blockchain technology for the CBDC, right? But that blockchain technology could be private. So I see that decentralization of CBDC, I don't think so. It's going to be centralized for sure.
So do you think once RBI come out with CBDC, either it's a private blockchain or public blockchain, do you think this will help the Indian crypto ecosystem, or do you think this will, at least in one way or the other, push the Indian crypto market or the Web 3.0 market?
Here is going to be a bit crucial, because once we have the regulation of the crypto bill tabled in the parliament, then we'll get the clearer picture. Right now, we can assume, okay, CBDC is going to help us. CBDC would play as one of the biggest stable coin in the Asia as well in the world, because we see the adoption in India is rising, and it's rising rapidly. Rapidly, like I see the people are getting Web3 ecosystem like with the rocket speed.
Yes.
So I see that people will be using CBDC instead of direct INR or fiat. But again, CBDC would have some sort of authority, that is RBI. RBI would be providing guideline whether we can use CBDC to buy or invest in cryptocurrencies, or if we want to raise funds through CBDC, building our Web3 ecosystem. That is going to be very interesting. I see that is going to be a game changer for India and in Asia as well. If the government is coming up with the CBDC and providing CBDC facilities to the Web3 companies, if they want to raise funds, so that is going to be a fantastic scene. I would love to see that government is coming over the CBDC and saying, okay, you can raise fund through CBDC. Okay, if you want to start up, if you want to build your Web3 companies, then come to us. We'll provide you CBDC. Then using that CBDC, you can build your decentralized company, right? So yeah, so still wait and watch system is here. We have to wait and watch. And once the government have their complete guideline tabled in the parliament and making it law, then okay, we are ready to follow it.
Hey, do you know this Balaji, the former CTO of Coinbase?
Right.
Yeah, so I used to read his tweet
Singapore based.
and
He's Singapore based. Yeah, he's one of the legend when it comes to Web3 companies. He's one of the vocal. He's one of the guy who is quite vocal about Web3 ecosystem. And I think he's based out in Singapore.
One thing that I find, one of his prediction, or say one of his principle that I find very fascinating, is he says that in 2000s it was for the tech companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, and all these companies. And in 2010s, it's about the crypto protocols like the Ethereum, the Ripples, the Bitcoin, or whatever crypto protocols we have in 2010s. And now in 2020s, it's about the startup cities. And again, he says in 2030s, instead of the startup cities, it will be a network state. Right. So like, what is your view on these startup cities? Do India have a startup city that facilitate? Yeah, I do understand that Bangalore is a Silicon Valley, or Bangalore hosts the highest number of startup ecosystem in India. But do you think India is in the position where we have a clear picture of a startup city that facilitate or that really encourage the talent of this blockchain, Web 3.0, crypto, or all these things?
Yeah, this is fantastic question. So I see that we at the exchanges are starting one initiative. We have collaborated with the Goa government, and there we are going to provide Web3 ports, where if you are into Web3, you want to build your Web3 company or project, come up with your team, whether you have the 10% or 15% of team, come to Goa, build your project, pitch to us your idea, then we are ready to go with you. And again, we will be providing you, again, Builder Tribes is there. They are going to provide you the facilities of fundings, right? They have connected with all these big ventures, crypto ventures. Then it's very easy for you. Have to pitch, you have to create something promising, then you are ready to go with it. So Goa port is going to be one, like Miami in US.
Yeah, exactly.
What could be the Miami of India?
Yeah.
So yeah, opportunities is there. Goa is the place where the leisure is there, where the youngsters love Goa, right? Indians love Goa, so they go to Goa to chill, to fun. Again, there are blockchain developers already setting up their own companies in Goa. So I know few companies, they have created their own team, and they have hired like rented a villa, and they have set it up there, all these computer and desktop, and start building over there. So I see that Goa could be the one of the potential Web3 city, if we talk about India. And Bangalore is already there, and Web3, and then Goa could be the second one. What I believe.
That's pretty amazing. I didn't know that something like that is already developing in Goa or something.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Like, do you think this will catch up in the in next 2-3 years very fast? Like, how fast do you think this will catch up?
This year only, we see that the company will be coming up and setting up their own offices in Goa and start building up in Goa. So this is happening this year only. So it won't take much. You'll be seeing the like companies will be raising fund, and they are based out Goa and building their Web3 companies. So still we are awaiting the clear picture whether they are going to list their token in India or getting registered themselves in India. That is a big question. Still we are awaiting a clear picture in when it comes to crypto taxes and TDS that government is proposing, and that is low now. And for a year they have proposed 30% of tax. So this is something we have seen that companies getting listed themselves, getting registered, sorry, not listed, getting registered themselves in Singapore and Dubai. Some sort of a brain drain is happening. That is, I have read in some reports from CoinDesk and Money Control. So there are reports that businesses are going out from India. So this is the biggest concern right now. So let's see how the government is going to react to the same.
Exactly. I also want to understand this a little better. What I see in the last few months is When I go to Twitter, I see that most of the Indian influencers or the Indian founders, they are shifting their base to either Dubai or Singapore. And we cannot deny that in Asia right now, Dubai and Singapore is like catching up very fast, or they are actually catching almost all the innovations that is happening in Asia, or say the whole world. Even the top companies in US or Europe, they're coming to Dubai or Singapore, right? So what do you
Yeah.
think? What do you think of these, like the Thailand or the money or the ecosystem moving away from India? This is Indian Thailand. These are
Right.
Indian tech people or Indian influencers, but they are moving away from India. And then I see that even some great numbers of YouTubers, influencers, that tech YouTubers or tech influencers, they are going to Dubai to make videos, or Singapore to make videos, not in India. So, what is your view on this? How can we do what? What can we do so that we can stop them and build in India?
This is really like hot topic right now. Everyone is discussing about it. So reason why? Because we see that Dubai and the UAE, like in particular, the overall the government have provided some sort of a crypto clarity and crypto regulation. So you have some sort of a clarity over there. If you are going to set up your own business over there, the government is with you. They are not going to say, okay, now we are banning it, go away. So like, so when it comes to businesses, not in Web3 only, in Web2 you see, if the company have a stable business, or they are into something that is has that particular stability, and the government is providing clear regulation for the same. So here the regulation uncertainties in India are pushing talent as well as the startups getting registered outside India. So this is where I see that government should, I think, expedite their crypto regulation or crypto bill, what they are coming up with. If they are going to delay it, we see that more exodus is going to happen in India. More companies will be going out. Why Dubai? Dubai is again a crypto friendly country. They are providing regulation and guidelines. If you want to register, if you want to buy an office over there, it's very easy for you. It doesn't take more than 1 or 2 weeks. In India, you don't have any guidelines and regulation. You don't know that what sort of a regulation government is coming up with, right? So there is uncertainties around it. If you see that big YouTubers like Crypto and Moon, all these guys are setting up their villas in Dubai. Reason why? Because they have all these CEOs and all these founders and the committers and the steward, what we say in the Web3 companies, are getting are settling over there, right? So when they want to introduce a guy who are into Web3, then they can have him in person, right? Have him or her in person and do interviews, right? So obviously, why would they set up their businesses where the no Web3 companies is there? Like in US, still we are awaiting clear crypto regulations, right? And in Europe also, the EU policy is yet to come. So that's why these influencers and the YouTubers are settling in Dubai, because they want to interview, they want to these faces come on their YouTube channels. So obviously it's very easy to access when they are in Dubai.
That's that's something, a concern where the government should come in and then frame proper policies or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
So let's talk about the creator economy. The creator economy, like after the pandemic come to us in 2020, like everybody is stuck at home, but at the same time it gives an opportunity to many creators, with be it writing, be it making videos, be it creating any sort of content. It gives them the opportunity for the first time that, hey, come, you can do this, you can stay at home, just be there, create something whenever you like it and put it online, still then you can make money or something like that.
Right.
So this creator economy, whether you are a doctor, whether you are a news journalist, or whether you are a student, everybody have their own space, have their own niche, right? So see, me as a person who like crypto, or who like this, the idea of decentralization, the idea of distributed resources, I also want to share this idea to the people. That's the very reason I want to write more, I want to speak more, and I want to talk to people more. So what is your idea of this creator economy, and in India, a country that have more than 1.3 billion populations, right? So if I hear again this from Balaji, that India can be the media powerhouse, the next media powerhouse, not in the sense of in terms of Bollywood or in terms of making film, but in terms of anything digital, anything media. So what is your view on this creator economy?
Yeah, so if you'll see that more of the content creators and the marketers and even the influencers are getting into Web3, they are coming from India. Even the companies who are building in Singapore and Dubai, they're hiring blockchain developers, content writers, influencers, marketing team or digital marketing team from India. So when you say that someone is saying that India could be the potential place, yes, for sure, because we have the talent, we have Web3 talent. They are building great ecosystem. For example, Polygon, right? They have created, like, after Ethereum, Polygon could be the one of the biggest blockchain ecosystem, right? And this is how the Indians are building. So we see that in future we will be seeing the more Indians coming and participating. When I say that Web3 meetups happening and more than 1,000 people are gathering, more than the conferences happening, right? And I see that every weekend I am getting invitation of Web3 meetups, right? And every time some other guy is inviting me. That is like number of the guys are doing Web3. If you are going to Web3, there are coming that I see that people who are writing white papers, tokenomics, or creating videos like you, or doing podcasts like you, and other people who are just want to create website. Web developers are there, and Solidity developers are there, Rust developers are there. So I see that people who are coming in the meetups, they are just a Web2 guys who are just entered in the Web3 ecosystem, and you won't believe it, they are very enthused about it, and they are just enjoying. They want to leave the companies like Amazon and Google for Web3. So you don't know, like, how these guys are enthused about these companies, Web3 companies. You won't believe the companies, Web3 companies coming out from India are creating another Zoom, right? On Web3 platforms using blockchain technology. So we see that India has that talent and creator economy. Again, they are creating their own niche, right, into Web3 ecosystem. And yes, for sure, you will be seeing that more talent into Web3 from India, like Web2. Like, we still see that more CEOs and CFOs are going from India. If you see the top tech companies, they are from India, right? Whether it's Sundar Pichai or you see that Satya Nadella. So these guys are from India, right? So in Web3 also you'll be seeing that. But whether these guys going to abroad to get job, that is difficult question right now, because I don't see how the government is going to regulate the industry, right? And that's, again, they have to come up with this proactively, right? Else we'll be seeing again the second brain drain happening in India.
So one thing, they shift from this Web 2.0 to Web 3.0. Now, in the last 10 years or in the last 5 years, if you ask an engineering student where they want to work at, they will probably say, I want to work at Google, I want to work at Facebook, I want to work at Amazon, or like JP Morgan, or say these big institutions and big companies. Now, if we go to engineering college and ask them what they want to do after they graduate, everybody, most of them, they will say, I want to do my own startup. I want to do something. I want to start something. Right. Everybody want to start something, right? So, but at the same time, I also want to, because I'm also an engineering student, I study engineering, but in my engineering, I feel like I haven't learned that much, because I feel like the engineering college in India don't provide that quality education the industry need or the industry require. So what do you think? I see that WazirX, you guys are like providing blockchain educations free of cost and all these things, right? How do we, as in this space, give enough educations so that the people there, the youngster there in the college or out there in the market, can have enough knowledge before shifting to this place, or if before shifting to Web 3.0, they can have an idea of what exactly this industry is about, right? So what are we doing in this space?
So right question, right time. And when it comes to education, like I see that before government is coming up with the regulation, we are like spreading that awareness among the youth, Indian youth. We are providing this free blockchain course we have started last year, not last year exactly, early this year. And we see that more than 20,000 students are already signed up for that. And they are learning languages, that is solidity and trust. They are knowing about it. Once they get into ecosystem, they know about what is blockchain, they know about it, about Ethereum, what is WazirX, what is decentralized exchanges, what is centralized exchanges. So they know they know the basics of that, right? Fundamentals of the ecosystem. They know metaverse, they know NFTs. So after knowing this, once they are entering into ecosystem, they won't like face any difficulties. It would be very easy for them to sail through this ecosystem. So I see that we launched this course with the university that is 120 years old, right? Ancient time university. They are providing that Vedic culture, Vedic culture sort of education. Now they are getting into blockchain. They have this particular subject of blockchain because they believe in this, because decentralized and democratized nature of blockchain is attracting everyone, irrespective of someone have that thought process, conservative thought process. They're also getting into this. It's not about like only youth is getting into this. I see that people who are building their own Web2 companies and of age 50 and 60, they are getting into Web3. So we'll be seeing that not only youth is getting into this. That's why this course is not just for students. This course is for everyone. Whoever is based out in India and want to access, just have one mobile, they can access it and learn about crypto and blockchain, metaverse, NFTs, Ethereum, everything. And that's why I see that knowledge of Web3 is very important, and education, blockchain education is something that we should provide right away, because there is some scams also happening around the ecosystem. So if someone is very well educated, then they won't fall prey for these rug pulls, right? So it would be a very helpful, I see, for the students and for the newbies who are entering, or the no coiners who are entering into the ecosystem.
That's really, really wonderful. I mean, India with so much population, so much resources, if we can actually utilize these, this is our soft power, I think. Right. Yeah. So let's talk about how these crypto regulations and how the countries around the world are like welcoming crypto. I see that El Salvador, they become the first country to make Bitcoin as legal tender. What is stopping countries around the world to have reluctant acceptance of these Bitcoins or crypto, all these things? What is the regulatory policies going around the world for these Bitcoins and crypto?
So if I see the near future, then I don't see that countries are coming up with the same stance that Salvador had last year, making Bitcoin legal tender. I see that countries are going to adopt Web3 and cryptos or digital assets as in one new asset class. So they are going to define this virtual asset or digital asset. So this is what the definition I see. The more regulation or regulatory bodies are using these terms. So legal tender for US, Europe, or India is big no. As I heard from the leaders and policymakers, they are not ready to adopt it as payment mode as well. So they see it as an asset only. Not a mode of payment, or not in nature of currency, just a digital asset where you can go invest asset. So I see that Web3 companies will be coming up and using this asset and building their own startups. But mode of payment, again, critical. But I see that stablecoin and CBDC would be the more power when it comes to the payments, right? CBDC would be the one place where you can make payments. And I see that converting your fiat, your cryptocurrencies or cryptos or digital assets into CBDC would be easier. once we have all these CBDCs live from the governments or the central banks.
So one thing you say that the government around the world see this cryptocurrency or Bitcoin as an asset rather a currency or a medium of exchange. But
Right.
don't you think that is also clearly visible from our end too? Because if we see Bitcoin, we cannot use Bitcoin for daily transaction as of now because it's too volatile. And even if I own Bitcoin, I don't want to use Bitcoin for daily transactions. Suppose if I own Dogecoin, that is another thing. But for a current crypto asset like Bitcoin or Ethereum, I don't want to use it for daily transactions. So
Right.
what do you think? Like the government is also making sense here because the narrative of Bitcoin is like the next digital gold, the future of digital gold. It doesn't say the future of digital electronic money. I do understand that Bitcoin white paper it says peer-to-peer electronic cash system,
Right.
but it's more like turning into a store of value, and
Yeah,
it
it is
is
true.
yes, it is categorizing itself into an asset rather than a money. So
Yeah. So when you say the money and fiat currency, you can transact easily whether you are using a small amount or a small value. But if you want to transact small value in Ethereum and Bitcoin, it's very typical because you will be paying more gas fee than the transaction happening, right?
exactly.
So the adoption at this level of transaction fee or the gas fee, it would be very difficult, right? So again, the scalability is one of the biggest issues because of the transaction fee. So we'll be seeing that more blockchain services will be coming into ecosystem and providing these transaction at the lower gas fee and the lower transaction fee. Then again, we can solve it. I see that again, our founder is creating a blockchain ecosystem that is Shardium, and he believes that he is going to solve these problems, whether it's a transaction fee or the scalability and number of transaction happening at the one time. So we'll be seeing that more Web3 companies or the blockchain companies will be coming into ecosystem to solve these existing problems. But once that problems is solved, then they solve these problems once, then we will be having a more adoption, because right now no one would love to pay a transaction fee more than they are paying for any product.
Don't you think Polygon chain is doing that? Like Polygon chain is the side chain of Ethereum blockchain, right? And
Right.
yes, they are having a faster or more efficient settlement layer. So what do you think
Yeah.
of this Polygon chain?
So again, the Polygon is solving that problem, but once you have the congestion coming, right, that what happened with the Ethereum, right? The congestion, what was the issue? Once the congestion is more, then you will have to pay a transaction fee, higher transaction fee.
Okay.
Right. So I see that obviously Polygon is helping Ethereum ecosystem. So Polygon is the layer 2 of Ethereum, right? So
Yes.
they are helping the Ethereum to solving that problem because there's a lot of congestion happening in Ethereum blockchain because people are coming and building their ERC tokens, right? Whether ERC20, ERC 1151. So whatever they writing on a smart contract, they are paying fee in Ether, right? But Ether fee is spiking because of the demand, right? Demand of Ethereum blockchain. So again, Polygon is solving that problem for sure. But you see that the way the adoption is very high, then we need more blockchain ecosystem and more blockchain ecosystem with a lower gas fee.
So if we say we need a cryptocurrency that has lower gas fee, faster transactions, what do you think of Dogecoin? Because Elon Musk always says he's like he loves Dogecoin. He always say that Dogecoin is better than Bitcoin in terms of the transaction speed or the efficiency or the lower gas fee. All these things he always keeps saying and keeps saying. I like one thing when we see Dogecoin, the Dogecoin is like it has a unlimited supply.
Right.
It's like it's keep like supplying the coin to the market. So it's
Right,
like
right.
it's just like another US dollar.
Yeah, again, so when we talk about the unlimited supply, then we are quite skeptical about any project, right? Even now, Ethereum, they said that they will start burning their Ethereum tokens. They started saying this last year. I think still awaiting when they will start burning Ethereum. And because again, Ethereum is also have that unlimited supply. So again, Dogecoin, I see the Dogecoin, everyone knows that Dogecoin is a meme coin. This is how they started. Then that meme coin rally happened last year, and in 2020, then when the Elon Musk and the gang, they started investing into this. So I see that few developers are coming on board with Elon Musk creating some sort of an ecosystem for the Dogecoin. I see that in future, if they come up with some sort of an idea or the ecosystem that would provide lower gas fee and something like that, obviously people will start using that as well. You don't know, like if a meme coin could be a mainstream coin, you would know, right? Because if someone who is biggest Elon Musk's supporting one ecosystem, and that's the reason people are investing, because of Elon Musk, because it's the guy who is building SpaceX or Neuralink or Tesla, right? So this guy could also help maybe Dogecoin community to create something big. But still, it's a wait and watch situation right now. We don't have what sort of product these developers or blockchain devs are going to create. But again, I see that we need that one blockchain, not one, multiple blockchains that would solve scalability and lower gas fee or higher gas fee issues as soon as possible. Because once these things are solved, we'll see more people are interacting with the dexes. Because now, right now the interacting with dexes is something very difficult, because you will see that higher gas fees, right? Once you start swapping your tokens, while swapping your tokens, you're paying fee. After like withdrawing your profits, you are paying fee, higher fee. That it is very difficult for anyone to get into the system. Yeah.
So one thing, talking about this scalability issue and then higher gas fee issue, what do you think of these consensus mechanisms? Either it is proof of stake or proof of work, because Bitcoin and Ethereum now they use proof of work. And I see that so many critics are saying that proof of stake can solve the scalability issue. And that's what the Algorand or say the Cardano, they are like using the proof of stake model. Right. So what is your view on this, the difference between proof of work and proof of stake?
So you see that when we talk about the proof of work, that mostly we are using multiple nodes, right? And we are not creating any sort of ecosystem. Okay, you could be a validator or not. If you have that capability, you have that sort of a rig that approve these transactions, you're gonna solve these transactions, right? And when it comes to proof of stake, you have to become a validator. You have to hold that particular token at a certain amount, and you will become a validator. You will be staker of that token, and you will be validator. You will be validating those transactions. This is how proof of stake works. But proof of work is more decentralized, right? Because you don't know who are these validators, who are validating, who are these miners, who are validating these transactions. So I see that we are losing a bit in the decentralized way when we talk about the when we talk about proof of stake. So the nature of cryptos would be more inclined towards centralization when we talk about proof of stake, because we know would be a certain number of validators for particular tokens. But still, I see that how that would be I think the game changer. This how Ethereum is going to adopt proof of stake. I think then I can change. Maybe I'll be changing my definition of proof of stake, whether it's going more inclined toward decentralization or towards centralization. Let's see. That would be the right time or right period to write a definition for the proof of stake, whether it's a more decentralized in nature or centralized in nature.
I'm sure
let's see like when the Ethereum is coming up with the proof of stake model.
One thing, do you invest in crypto?
Yeah, sure. I invest. But I won't tell you which tokens.
Okay. So, would you share your investment philosophy?
Yeah, sure. So, what I believe, if I'm the investor who just invested, and I'm just not like doing trading, and I just holding my tokens and what, because I believe that this is the future. So I'm not a trader, I would say. I'm just an investor. I have invested not big amount, little amount, but what I believe in, what I invested in this is my career, my life. Because I'm into this ecosystem and that is my big investment, not that money that I invested in the tokens, because I'm working with this ecosystem. I'm learning about ecosystem. So I have given my time, my career, everything to the ecosystem. So this is the biggest investment in the cryptos, what I see.
The biggest investment is investing in ourselves. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I ask you, like, what are the 5 tokens, of what are the 5 coins that will be so good in the future, what will your answer be?
So again, not a financial advice and not a financial or investment advice. Again, clearly saying this. So what I see the tokens right now, what I believe in and what they are creating is Bitcoin, Ethereum. Again, I am a bit skeptical about USDT because there are some gray areas. I don't know how they are coming up with this open book source, or how they are going to make it more secure. Again, because more of the transactions in the ecosystem happening using USDT is the one. Again, BNB is the reason because of their community and the culture they have built over the time, and how they are supporting Web3 companies. So these are the few tokens that are doing tremendously well. And again, the last is Polygon. Polygon, I'm not wearing purple is not because of that. So Polygon, why? Because again, Polygon is solving the biggest problem in the ecosystem that came up with Ethereum. And they are also helping Web3 companies and helping India as well to adopt the decentralized ecosystem, to adopt that Web3 ecosystem that is building across the globe. So I see these are the 5 big projects into cryptos and to Web3 are evolving, and I am the biggest believer of these tokens because of certain reasons.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. We talk a lot about Web 3.0, crypto, and all these things. But still, there is one last question, and then just before that, I hope that we will talk again in the coming future. So my last question to you is: all this Web 3.0, crypto, DeFi, and creator economy, and your investment, all these things, what is the meaning of all these things to you? What is your life meaning, all these things?
Yes, for sure, because it means a lot, because I see this is a transition period. And transition period where if you are an early adopter of this during this transition period, you can gain a lot. You can learn without having any book, because I see developing things in front of me. People are talking, and when I'm going to any meetup or conference, I'm meeting people, they are discussing live their projects, right? So I don't need to read a book about, like we read about Facebook or Instagram, right? Like how they created, how they built. So right now I'm seeing live whatever is happening into Web3, right? I'm still awaiting the things that are going to happen. Like I mentioned about the Ethereum's proof of stake model. So I just want to see how they are going to execute it. So it is going to be a book for the coming generation, right?
Exactly.
So this is very fascinating, and investing myself into this ecosystem is like one of the biggest and the brightest decision I have taken. So yeah, so this is why I believe in these Web3, DeFi, and the blockchain, public blockchain ecosystem. And I believe into this because this is game changing, and this is going to help the coming generation to build their projects and build their ideas into something that that the generational wealth can be created over that, or the generational ideas they are going to provide can be build companies or Web3 startups or on top of that particular ecosystem.
That's wonderful. Just one last thing. What advice you give to the young people, because you have been in this crypto space for like some years now, and then you understand things quite so well. So what will be your advice for young people today?
So I would advise, first educate yourself before investing or entering into ecosystem. Start learning about it. Like, because if someone is entering now, then they have at least a decade to learn about, right? Whatever happened, whatever that Satoshi Nakamoto created, why, what was the purpose behind it, what is the definition of money, why the cryptos are into ecosystem, what was the reason, they should learn about the historical concept. Then they should learn about the current evolving things like NFTs, metaverse, DeFi's, so they can learn about it. Then they can get into ecosystem. That's why we launched that course. So go for that course. That is blockchainpapers.in course. So you can learn about that course, and you can also make yourself well prepared before entering into any Web3 companies. Once you enter Web3 companies, then you can start learn everything that you want to learn about Web3, and it is going to be live. You do not need to read a book. So this is very easy, because I see that students, they avoid reading books. They find it's very difficult to read books. So now Web3 is the platform where you won't need to read it. You have to build it and build it and learn it. That was the read and learn. Now is build and learn.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Anuj Chaudhary. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope to talk with you again in the future. Thank you so much.
It was lovely talking to you, and great questions indeed. And for sure, we'll be seeing again soon.